All right. Kahalal, La Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem Rukakwadash, the honors unto the apostles of GMS that rule well, and salutations unto you brothers and you few sisters that take heed. Okay, I'm Yoramia, I have a brother Kanawak here. We're on the road, all right, coming from camp. And we're just going to get into whatever the Spirit brings out. But right now we have basically winter happening. You know, it's mid-April, and there's an ice storm happening, right? And these people, like Howard was saying too, they think it's normal. You know, they think that all this stuff is just, bad weather, or it's just Mother Nature or some shit, you know? And that's another reason why the Most High is gonna start doing other things, man. He's gonna just up the plagues, man.
That's right.
You know, like now, right now it's snowing. The Most High might make a blackout happen in the summer. You know, a couple days, right? So this is Jeremiah 15:1, and it says, "The word that the Lord Yahweh spake against Babylon and against the land of the Chaldeans by Jeremiah the prophet, declare ye among the nations, and publish and set up a standard. Publish and conceal not," which is what we do when we go on the highways, right? Because the word publish means to make public. So
that's right.
when we're out on the highways, we're not concealing it. We're letting it all out in the open. You know?
Like, and then even public even goes back to the word ecclesiastes, or in the Greek, you know, like to call out. You know, like, which is what we're basically doing.
Okay.
You know, like by us standing out there every Saturday, you know, over Victoria and Dundas, and then the elders, you know, and then the other camps, you know, like we're crying out, you know, in the public.
That's right.
You know.
Yep. And the people see us and they hear what we say and they think we're crazy. But guess what? Now a lot of people, they're getting scared because of the thing in Syria.
Yes.
The thing in Syria is bugging a lot of people out, man. They say, "Oh my God, those guys in the corner, they were saying this years ago," you know. Because now it's Trump, I believe they just started to strike Syria, and Russia said, if you strike us, we're gonna launch a strikes on you, you know. And it's basically what it's gonna end in is a third world war between America, Babylon the Great, the EU, the European nations, Russia, China, North Korea, all these different, Iran. It's gonna be a bloodbath, man.
It's all an assembly of nations right now. So right now, like, Russians are saying, okay, that the Syrians are basically saying that they're backed by the Russians, Chinese, Iranians, and all these other nations. So, you know, like, that's just building up to the Third World War.
Yeah,
like a all-out launch very soon.
And you notice Russia. This is what shows you how proud America is. Russia had on their news, the news anchor was saying for its citizens to prepare for World War III, to get supplies. They was on the news, on the Russian news, and in the background they had a picture of the scroll, the mushroom cloud. You know, and he said, you guys get supplies, go into these bunkers, do this and that. And America, they're not telling you to go. They're just thinking everything's gonna be fine. Well, we're just gonna strike this country and this, you know, they're proud, man.
That's right. Which is bullshit.
Yep.
And plus even them training, their citizens is actually not even gonna do anything.
No.
It's kind of good.
But they're getting ready. Yeah,
it's kind of good to be in that mind state. You know?
Their people are getting ready. What are Americans doing right now? They're just lavish, man. They're just, as it says in Matthew, as in the days of Noah, right? It says, say Babylon is taken, Bel is confounded, Merodach is broken in pieces, her idols are confounded, her images are broken in pieces. You know, which that's what we're saying. We're telling you, we're letting you know this place is finished, man.
That's right.
You know, like years ago, Apostle Tahar used to say, stick a fork in her, she's done. This place is done, man. You know, because you're just looking at even the condition of these people. You know, when you deal with these people day to day, they're completely clueless, man. They're saying, what's your 5-year plan? Oh, I'm going to get married. I'm going to have this career. And they don't know what the hell is going on, man.
Go on.
You know? And then they think, oh, this Syria thing, oh, it's going to flare up and then it's going to rise down. You know? Well, it's going to escalate, man.
That's right.
And then even China told Trump, get off your high horse, man. So all these nations, they're taking up a proverb against you, man. You know, because they're proud.
Even China, they're changing their yen. Basically, it's gonna be backed by gold. So instead of trading with the U.S. dollar, what they're gonna do is back their dollar with gold and eliminate the U.S. dollar. So right now you have trade wars. You know, like everything's going. You know, you have trade wars going on, and basically like control for the Middle East and its resources going on right now.
That's right.
You know, which is a serious thing, man.
Yep. It says verse 3, for out of the north there cometh up a nation against her, what is that? That's Russia, out of the north, you know, which shall make her land desolate, because Russia's the main country that's going to completely eradicate, because remember you had the Cold War after World War II, you know, and it was called the Cold War because it wasn't hot, it was just espionage, it was trade embargoes or sanctions or whatever, you know, it was the secrecy and things happening, which the Cold War has been we're already in the Cold War. We've been in the Cold War for years, because you had those issues with America expelling all Russian diplomats and making sanctions and, you know, back and forth, jargon between the two nations. But now it's about to be a hot war, man. You know, and even Albert Einstein, he had a quote. He said, "I don't know what kind of weapons are going to be used in the Third World War, but the fourth one will be fought with sticks and stones." Because everything's going to be destroyed.
That's right.
You know? Verse 3 again.
Which proves that everything what we're saying is prophecy, man.
That's right.
About nuclear destruction, America getting destroyed.
Come on.
And Russia and all these countries.
Yep.
It's not us just saying it because because we're crazy.
Come on.
It's according to the Bible.
That's right.
Prophecies.
That's right. It says, and none shall dwell therein, they shall remove, they shall depart, both man and beast. In those days, and in that time, saith the Lord Yahweh, the children of Israel shall come, they and the children of Judah together, going and weeping. They shall go and seek the Lord Yahweh their power. Which that's what's happening right now. That's all the men on the highways and going and the Lord turning his face back to us and dealing with us. You know, putting that spirit on us. And it says, verse 5, they shall ask the way to Zion with their faces thitherward, saying, come and let us join ourselves to the Lord Yahweh in a perpetual covenant that shall not be forgotten. Because the Lord has a contract with us that's everlasting, that's eternal, you know, and that covenant started with Abraham and then passed to Isaac and Jacob, right? It says, verse 6, my people have been lost sheep, their shepherds have caused them to go astray, which is mainly you damn church, you pastors, man, the pastors in the churches, all the bishops and you goddamn TV prophets, man.
That's right.
You know, so your shepherds and your political leaders, you know, your so-called intellectual leaders, Marcus Garvey, the Jesse Jackson, you know,
Tupac.
Yep, yeah, hip hop culture, yeah, that's right. And they have turned them away on the mountains. They have gone from the mountain to hill. They have forgotten their resting place. You know, so we went from this place to that, you know, mountain to hill, different government, different kingdoms, you know, which way is right, you know. Jake swears they found, Hinduism, that's right, or Buddhism, you know, or I pray to myself, I'm God, you know.
Black woman.
Yeah, black woman's God, right? But you have not found your resting place. Why? Because there's no safety in those things. There's no true longevity, you know. It says, verse 7, all that found them have devoured them. All these nations that they find you, they use you for profit, man. The Moabites, the Ishmaelites, they're making profit from you.
Especially Moab. Moab is making a killing just off selling us hair.
Damn.
You know, off selling black women hair, and then all these bad beauty products for their hair and scalp. What's actually causing more damage.
Yep. That's right.
Making billions every year.
It says, and their adversary said, we offend not, because they have sinned against the Lord Yahweh. So you see, these nations, they know, you know, that we went off and the Most High is punishing us. You know? So they're taking advantage. They're taking great advantage right now. Right? It says, the habitation of justice, even the Lord Yahweh, the hope of their fathers. Remove out of the midst of Babylon and go forth out of the land of the Chaldeans and be as the he-goats before the flocks. For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations, like the brother just mentioned, man. So all the nations, they're gonna literally, it's gonna be like a siege, man. Babylon will be under siege, and there's gonna be an array of nations against her, man.
Even certain countries, I believe it was Italy and another country. I don't know if it was, I think it was Italy and then I think Germany. Like they didn't want to participate in the Syria strikes. So even certain of your allies are gonna basically take themselves away from what's going on in Syria. And try and distance themselves.
Yep.
You know?
That's right, man. And them European nations, the EU, they're ultimately gonna turn against the whore. You know, and they're gonna shoot missiles on you. England, France, you know, they're gonna shoot missiles on you because Most High is gonna set up an event that's gonna turn those nations against you, man.
That's right.
All right. And it says, one second. For lo, I will cause an assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be as of a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain. Right? And the arrows is what? The missiles.
Right.
You know? And they're not going to return. Verse 10, and Chaldea shall be a spoil. All that spoil her shall be satisfied, saith the Lord power. Because ye were glad, because ye rejoiced, O ye destroyers of mine heritage. Because ye are grown fat as the heifer at grass, and bellow as bulls. Hey man, these nations are flourishing, especially this is talking about Babylon. They flourish, man. The Industrial Revolution, the reason why America became a superpower was through the suffering and oppression of the Israelites, man. You know? So the Lord, he called you oppressors of his heritage, man.
It was double. Because it's like you so-called free the slaves and the natives or whatever from slavery. But yet, like this whole Industrial Revolution, it just made everything worse.
Yep.
Like where you're not even paying us for our labor, you know, that we're getting paid through basically paper money.
That's right.
You know, like what's not backed by anything.
Yep. Fiat.
Yeah, fiat currency.
It says, verse 12, your mother shall be sore confounded, which is England, right? Because that's where America, the 13 colonies and all that came from, is England. She that bare you shall be ashamed. Behold, the hindermost of the nations shall be a wilderness, a dry land and a desert. Because of the wrath of the Lord Yahweh, it shall not be inhabited, but it shall be wholly desolate. Everyone that goeth by Babylon shall be astonished and hiss at all her plagues. You know? And America, North America, really, you're about to get plagues, man. You know? And again, we got to push this thing again about the ice storm, because again, you people think that this is a normal event. You know, this is the time from March, the New Year, the Passover. You're supposed to have crop. You're supposed to have vegetation. You're supposed to have leaves right now blossoming, man.
Yeah.
All the birds that came from leaving the winter, they're back. They're like, what the fuck is this? The birds, the animals, that come up out of hibernation.
Yeah, a lot of plants are dying.
Yep.
Life. A whole bunch of life right now is dying.
That could be an omen, man. The death is coming, man.
Yeah.
Life is not here, you know. Let's look at verse 13 or verse 14. Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about. All ye that bend the bow, shoot at her, spare no arrows, for she hath sinned against the Lord Yahweh. Shout against her round about. She hath given her hand. Her foundations are fallen. Her walls are thrown down. For it is the vengeance of the Lord Yahweh. Take vengeance upon her, as she hath done, do unto her. And it says, verse 16, cut off the sower from Babylon, and him that handleth the sickle in the time of harvest. For fear of the pressing sword, they shall turn everyone to his people, and they shall flee everyone to his own land. You know, and this is prophecy that we're reading right here. You know, a lot of people, man, that are wealthy and are affluent, they're leaving this place. They're actually going back to wherever, India or South Africa or wherever they're from. You know, the heathens, they made their money 10, 20, 30 years. You know, they might have an inside tip, or, you know, they might heed the warning of the prophets.
Definitely.
And they said, fuck this, we got money, let's go. But the thing is, it's going to be fucked over there too.
Right.
You know? This guy wasn't a red light.
And then there's guys like that who crash because they're in a big SUV.
Yeah.
Like, even if you look at the power lines right now, it's full up of ice.
Oh,
so
man.
Even right now, like a lot of people is without power right now. You know.
Yeah, well, they said Hydro One, they got to work extra hard for these wintry conditions. You know. And that's beautiful.
It's costing them a lot. It's costing a lot of money. Cause remember the last ice storm?
Oh man.
I believe it put the city in debt.
Millions?
Yeah. It cost the city like millions of dollars, and it actually put them in a lot of debt.
And even you remember that it was right after the blowing of the trumpets, I think.
Yeah.
The next morning there was a big blackout and a flood or something.
Yeah.
And there was no power for like a day or two or something like that. And that caused a lot of damage too, a lot of money, man.
Yeah.
You know. Verse 17, Israel is a scattered sheep. The lions have driven him away. First the king of Assyria had devoured him, and last this Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, had broken his bones. I'm gonna jump down. There's a lot of good verses, man. Brothers can read the whole chapter, but I'm just gonna skim through to the point. Let me see. We can go to chapter 51. Yeah. Go to the next chapter, Jeremiah 51 and 1. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, I will raise up against Babylon and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me a destroying wind. You know, we were talking about that today, the destroying wind. Like you can look up what do you call it? Old a U.S. military. When they were testing the atom bomb, and I think it was like Arizona or New Mexico, like somewhere in the desert, and they had like mock houses and communities and basically like cities, you know, like real houses, but it was like mannequins in there or whatever, right? Yeah. And you know, and they showed the footage, man. When that first the wind came, it wasn't even the detonation or explosion. It was that fucking fierce wind, and you heard it. And when that wind came, it was actually it was making cars fly up. It was destroying the houses already. But then when that fire came, man, it just devoured everything. And those were atom bombs. It wasn't even nuclear. What they have now, like Russia, they have a bomb. They have a thing called Satan 2. They had a Satan 1, then they have a Satan 2, which can go through the U.S. military anti-missile defense system. You know, so it's crazy, man. And the Lord loves fire. The Lord, that's how He purifies things, through fire. You know, in our land, we're gonna purify the land by fire.
And then like the Most High are consuming fire, and then the angels, did themselves.
That's right.
So it's like they're gonna be like basically inside of those fires missiles.
That's right.
You know.
Oh man. Yeah, that's a good scripture. It says verse 2, and I will send unto Babylon fanners that shall fan her and shall empty her land. For in the day of trouble they shall be against her round about. Against him that bendeth, let the archer bend his bow, and against him that lifteth himself up in his brigadine. And spare ye not her young men, destroy ye utterly all her host. You know? So, yo, man, we're coming to a time, like you had that dream a couple months ago in Jane and Finch, the troops coming.
Yeah.
And fucking shit up.
And just killing people at will.
Yeah. Like it wasn't anything.
Yeah, killing people at will, man, and doing whatever.
I don't know if you've seen that video by the elder Yeshawamba from Dallas, the head brother, about his dream.
Yeah, a month or two ago. Yeah.
He said them North Korean troops, the Russian troops that come here, they're gonna have a fight here. They're gonna destroy. They were just laughing, man, killing children just shot in the head or
and
making
it
bets.
makes sense because it's like, why are these people so privileged to get all these big loans and you know, like all these loans and all these like benefits, and like Jake is suffering, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it all makes sense that they work hand in hand with the elites or the governments, you know, basically against our people, our nation.
Yeah, and you Jakes, you niggas, man, that are in this wickedness, man. You know, like you drug dealers, Jake's in Toronto. Jake's in Toronto are trying to make it big right now. Toronto's like trying to become like big, basically, you know, through the rap scene, through pimping, through drugs, all that shit, you know. But you guys, we're coming to a time, man. You don't know what you're gonna. It tells you, hey, it doesn't say the mighty men shall weep. You're not even the mighty men. The mighty men are like the Spetsnaz, the fucking Navy SEALs, the top men. They go through a thing called Hell Week. They might sleep 2-3 hours out of that whole week, man. And they're just pushed through they're broken, not even pushed to the limit. They're broken through the limit, and then they rebuild you. Those are the mighty men. You niggas, you're nothing, man. You think you got, I got 2-3 bodies on me. You know, you didn't even see who the fuck you shot. You just shot and then hit him by accident.
Yeah, just a rip. Oh yeah, it's like,
you know,
nothing.
Yo, man, you're gonna see your kids, your nephews, your cousins start being put to death, man. With them troops, and them troops, they come in with those fucking full armor body armor. You know, you try to shoot at them with your little pea shooters, your little 9mm. It's gonna just bounce off. They have those big fucking guns. They're just gonna tear through you, man.
Yeah, Jake think that. Yeah, Jake has like a lot of artillery, but it's like you can't fight against these people.
Yeah, because even the brother in his dream, he said, yeah, man, Jake was trying to fight back, but bro, nah, man, they just came and Esau came and just wiped them out, man.
Oh my God! If you look at these new rap videos, these drill guys, in Chicago,
Show
wherever
the
they're
AKs and all that. Choppers.
Basically every state or whatever, that they're showing their guns that have 100 rounds and drums and all that. It's like, what the hell is that gonna do against armies, man? These guys are gonna use drones. It's like Esau doesn't even have to send out troops anymore.
They got what's that? Those military vehicles, like the tanks, basically.
Yeah.
You know, but they call them urban tanks. It's not even for desert like warfare. It's for urban warfare. They have they already planned it. Remember that thing Ken Alfred's plan, Rex 84 or 87?
Within 8 hours, man, they could kill us off.
Yep.
I mean, or they plan on basically like rounding like every Jacob in North America or America up. Yeah. I'd say North America, Canada and America.
That's right.
In like basically in 8 hours, which is possible.
Yep.
Because it's like they have all of our intel.
The highways.
The census.
They got the highways already, so
the highways.
Everywhere there.
Yeah.
You know?
So Esau already he's been doing his drill and preparations for decades. So he's well prepared.
How the fuck they built that? Oh, the fire hydrant.
Over there.
Yeah, but yeah, man, they them troops, you Jakes, man, I started noticing you Toronto Jakes, you guys are proud, man. Like, you guys are really proud, and all these things that you're starting to get, you know, because rappers from the 90s and early 2000s in Toronto, they weren't moving like you guys are moving. You guys are really proud, but it's gonna come a time, man. Like I said, you're gonna start seeing your kids being put to death, and you're gonna say, oh my God, that's too much. This crossing, and it's just gonna keep coming and coming, man. And you're gonna remember these words that we're telling you. You know,
that's right.
It's gonna bite you in the ass because you're trying to fight against us on the highways, right? We're always telling you, and we're really speaking to you in tough love, man. If only you do truly repent, we'll put you in the camp. It's not like we hate you, you know. We're trying to kill all Jake, or we hate all Jake. We're trying to get the elect, man. You know, that's where I got the ram's horn. That's spiritual, the big one right there. Israel's, that's right.
You see that? Israel's.
Yeah, man. It says, where is this? Let's see. Young men. Verse 4. Thus the slain shall fall in the land of the Chaldeans, a day that are thrust through inner streets. For Israel had not been forsaken, nor Judah of his God, of the Lord Yahweh of hosts, though their land was filled with sin against the Holy One of Israel. It says, flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity. And that's what we're praying to do, man. You know, that's what when it says in Revelations, flee out of the midst of Babylon. right? And then it just said here, flee out of the midst of Babylon, deliver every man his soul. That's why there's a scripture in the New Testament. It says, seek ye out your own salvation. You brothers out there, don't. That's another thing. You especially young brothers, don't watch men. You know, you see a brother do something, you want to do that exact thing, or you know, he buys some. Oh, where'd you get that? And don't look at men like that. We're just men.
That's right.
You know, the starting with the apostles, they tell you we're just men. Because you see, oh yeah, Apostle Gabar, Apostle Rakah, I want to beat. You know, you just see men. But you don't really feel the presence of the Lord. The Lord is working through us, man. The Lord is working through, but we're just men. You know, you got to be your own man.
That's right.
You know, so you have to seek out your own salvation. We're here to guide you as shepherds, as you know, break things down for you, be brotherly to you. But you know that's where really the buck stops. We're not here to be friends or to you know, brothers have their friends that they're close to in the truth, but it's not. You don't come in the truth for that.
That's right.
Some brothers, they'll be distant, or you know, some brothers are really close, but for the most part, this is not a you know, a night away from the wife, you know, or Boy Scouts.
It's like a draft. It's like a military draft, basically, where the strongest is gonna stay. Is basically gonna get scouted.
Yep.
And then the weak are gonna fall off and get kicked out.
Yep.
Basically, you know, it's an army the Lord's building up. So.
Yeah, well, but that thing for the Hell Week that the SEALs do, they actually do it so intense and on purpose to actually weave out around, like, I think 80% of guys. So within, like, I think the first couple of days, they have a bell that they ring. When they ring the bell, that means I'm done. Take me out.
Yeah.
Because they might be in the water, man. They have a drill when they're in the water for like 24 hours, and 1 hour they might go on the land and sleep. You know, you might think, oh, finally you get some like 4 or 5 hours. In an hour they kick you, wake up, back in the water. And you're like, fuck, you're mind fucked, man. Yeah. So 80% of guys, they're already. So guess what? The Lord, why do you think that order came with the three videos a week, and if you can, 3 videos a day? Because that's more pressing. That's for guys like, fuck, I actually got to do something now. You know, I actually got to fuck. I can't just come to camp. Yeah, you know, because the Lord, He's working now. He's pressing.
And then there's guys who's still not doing it.
Yep.
Who just straddling the fence.
Trust me, that door of grace is closing, man. Yeah. You know, and you really have to think, am I pleasing the Lord? Am I doing it to the best of my ability? Because He's turning His face back to us. That's a very special thing. You know, and we can see it through the prophets, through the breakdowns, through all these great works that He's doing. He's allowing us to see, because these people are lost in the world. They're not seeing it.
That's true.
You know? So, brothers got to tighten up.
That's right.
Verse 6. Be not cut off in her iniquity, for this is the time of the Lord Yahweh's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense. Babylon hath been a golden cup in the Lord's hand, Yahweh's hand, that made all the earth drunken. And what does that mean, made all the earth drunken? It spread out all her philosophies, man. It has influenced almost the whole world, really. You know, there's only a few, like North Korea, you know, but even then, they're communists. You know? And maybe like Iran. But even in Iran, what's happening now? You have women protesting, saying they don't want to wear the hijab.
What? Oh my God.
And they're walking proud with their Snapchat and all this shit.
To America.
And they're like, oh, I don't have to wear it. Yeah. Some of them have blonde hair now. And some men come up to them, they say, you know, it'd be better for you to wear your hijab. And these bitches pull out their phone, try to be proud. Oh, look, he's telling, like in America, you know, like, oh, look, at police telling me. You know, trying to like show online and shit. In Iran. Yo, this place is
just totally out of order.
You know? Yeah, man. And them nations, they know order. You know, like the Ishmaelites, you Jakes, you just think, oh, look, you make fun of their order, you know, like, oh, look, they're so, they're you guys act like they don't pop women. They pop so enough women, man. You know, but they have their woman in order, in the somewhat order. They might have 3, 4 wives, 10 kids. You know, that's living. You know, if you ask me, that's living, man. Because you know what that means? You got a wife on rotation, man. We're out here trying to find one. You got, I haven't seen you in a month. Let's go, baby. You know? But here we're searching for these women and all this bullshit. But them women are, you know, for the most part, faithful. But we know there's a lot of shit that they do too, obviously. They're off.
That's right.
Right? It says, verse 7. The nations have drunken over wine, therefore the nations are mad. Verse 8. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her, take balm for her pain, if so be she may be healed. And a balm is like a healing agent, but you can't heal it. You cannot heal it economically. The debt clock is rising every day, every second of every day, man. It's in the trillions, I think, now. So the debt clock is rising. America's infrastructure is crumbling. The morality of people. I just seen a video from Alex Jones. He said he showed a video of they had this event where these fucking kids, young boys, dress up as drags, and they dance in front of an audience of men. And the men came up, and some of them were drags. They would come up, maybe hug them, kiss them, give them a tip, and people are like, and this was like a day event in some, I don't know, like an auditorium or forum, and they're like, what the fuck is going on? This place is finished, man. It's
going back to that whole Roman and Greek, like pagan worship.
Sickening,
pagan
man.
Spirit.
Come on. Sickening.
Yeah.
So that child that's 5 years old, 6 years old, young kids, they're already bugged out. They think that's normal. And that becomes society. So you people think you're going to raise your children here? It's crazy, man.
That's true.
It says, verse 9. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go everyone into his own country. Like I said, a lot of these nations, man, they're taking their money that they got from you Israelites, that they earned from you, that they stole basically. They ain't earned shit, and they're going back to their own countries. Right? It says, or they're buying their island, or they're joining an island of billionaires, that bought out an island, they have their own governments. Right? It says, forsake her and let us go everyone into his own country, for her judgment reacheth unto heaven and is lifted up even to the skies. The Lord Yahweh hath brought forth our righteousness. Come and let us declare in Zion the work of the Lord Yahweh, our power. Make bright the arrows, gather the shields. The Lord Yahweh hath raised up the spirit of the kings of the Medes, which is the Russians. Because the Medes, which was Japhetic people, their ancient landmark was in Russia. So the Lord right now, he's definitely stirring up the spirit of the Medes. Because Putin, he's not taking shit. He's saying, yo, if you attack us, we're going to attack you. And we're already prepping our civilians for a war. What are you guys doing? You're not prepping shit.
That's right. Which is a prophecy. Was it Ezekiel 39?
Yeah. 38?
Yeah.
With Gog and Magog. Yeah, we'll get that after. We end off on there. Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
It says, for his devices against Babylon to destroy it, because it is the vengeance of the Lord Yahweh, the vengeance of his temple. Right, and I'll get that scripture in Ezekiel. This is Ezekiel 38:1. And the word of the Lord Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against them, and say, Thus saith the Lord Power, which the land of Magog is Russia, which says, Thus saith the Lord Power, Behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and I will turn thee back. Like when you look up those nations, those ancient nations, that was all basically the Russian Federation today, or it was known as the Soviet Union. It had all those different nations which today are independent. Verse 4, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws and will bring thee forth. So he's going to turn back those old ways, right? When the Cold War died, nothing was happening. Even really the 90s with the fall of the Soviet Union. The fall of the Soviet Union, and then you had so-called democracy, which they still don't really have democracy, but tensions dropped, early 2000s, and then they started to flare up, and they're completely flaring up right now, man.
Even with the whole Ukrainian thing.
Yeah, the civil war.
Yeah, a couple of years ago.
Which was basically what that happened. America, they did a proxy war there. Same thing how they did in Libya with the civil war there. They just go into countries and they create this startup shit. They have money to do it. They go and they create tension. And a lot of places they go to is kids or young adults in universities, in these different clubs, man. You know, they have their puppets there. They have their mentors and teachers, and they set things up. And then these kids, they start rallying up. They start doing political, like all these people here, man. They do their rallies and all that shit. A lot of it is really it just goes back to Amalek, man, to the elite.
That's right.
You know, it says
secret government. You know.
Khan, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth and all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. Verse 5, Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet. Gomer and all his bands, which Gomer, I believe that's France. You know, the house of Togarmah, of the north quarters, and all his bands, and many people with thee. Be thou prepared, and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. See, so all these nations are going to be a guard unto Russia. That's why when Russia is right now has tensions with America, China stepped in. They said, "Oh, we got your back. You know, we're going to send you Navy fleets." So all these nations are going to be aid, basically ultimate goal to destroy America. All right, it says. Actually, that was it. You want to say something?
No, but it's funny how the Mossad works, because the Mossad is going to make all these nations ally against America, and then he's still going to destroy all of them. And then they're all going to try fight against the Lord. That's funny, man.
Yeah, actually, one second. I'm trying to find the Revelations. Yeah. 10 horns.
And it's right around the corner, man. And it died down for the past couple months, the past 2-3 months, but now it's gonna run red, like how it's gonna get warm. You know, it's about to be spring, hopefully soon. You know, so war's in the air, and it's getting intense, man. The Mossad turned up the stove, man.
That's right.
And then even right now, like I wonder what that doomsday clock is at.
Oh man,
it's probably almost at the 12 o'clock mark.
Yeah, because it was already 11, like 50.
We should do a lesson on that, man. Yeah. You know, like maybe tomorrow we all go on the Google Hangouts.
Yeah, me and Gabar are going on like around 7-8. So
tomorrow?
We'll send the link. Yeah,
let's do it. Yeah. Let's look at that doomsday clock.
That's beautiful. Hey man, we're in that time, man. We're in that.
Serious times.
This is it, man. This is Revelation 17 and 16. And it says, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, which is the 10 Commonwealth nations, or the EU, European Union, right? The different nations. These shall hate the whore, which is America, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. Right? Verse 17. For the Most High hath put in their hearts to fulfill His will. You see, so the Most High, He can walk with Israel.
And run with Israel. Yeah, and that's what you're gonna do. America.
We just seen a billboard.
Yeah, it says walk and run with Israel, and America is running with or is walking with Israel, and then they're gonna run soon.
Yep. Hey, that's a welfare state, man. They're only surviving from America.
You know what book I just did a lesson off of? I just did like I just went into like a 1 or 2 pages, but it's a very good book. It's a book that I used to have, Who is Esau Edom?
Oh man. And yeah.
Because through his PDF, I couldn't grasp like a whole bunch of stuff. I had to kind of skim through it. It's a very good book, and it exposes that whole Israeli state and their agenda, man. That whole Zionist agenda and all that, man. Because really, these people are the ones who's in control of a lot of world events. But ultimately, it's the Lord who's in control. But
yeah, man.
It's really influenced by these so-called Jews in the land of Israel.
Yeah, because we're fighting we're actually fighting to be a power, man. Like brothers don't understand salvation even. If you're saved, the Lord crowns you. You're gonna have spiritual power. You're gonna be a sovereign, man. You know, you're gonna have substance.
That's right.
You know, don't think about 9 to 5 ever again. Don't. You know what I mean? Like, yo, it's gonna change your life, man. You want your life to change? The Lord can change your life, man.
Blessings.
You know, like we're actually fighting to be a power, man, to be gods again, like we were back in the ancient world.
No sickness, ailments, again.
Like if you really wrap around your mind, like brothers, Saturday, every Saturday, and some brothers you see on their face they're getting tired, man. Every Saturday, we're fighting, man.
We're all getting gray hair. Some of us are not even 30. We have a whole bunch of gray hair and shit.
That's why I gotta start cutting my hair low again, cause I have that big. I got a piece of gray hair.
You know, if you cut it, it grows more.
That's
what they say.
Yeah.
I have grays.
But I can't really have too long anymore because I got that big gray now. So, but yeah, man, hey, the brother said it, man. We're out here fighting to be a power, man. You know, to be as the Lord said, joint heirs. So this is our job. This is our career, man. Everything else is just things to get by in this kingdom, because we need physical, of course, currency and means to get by in this kingdom. You know?
That's right.
So it says verse 17, for the Most High put it in their hearts to fulfill his will and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast until the words of the Most High shall be fulfilled. And the woman which thou sawest is that great city which reigneth over the kings of the earth. You know, because America, we know, is a superpower, right? But now you're seeing its power dwindle. That's why even America, Trump, a couple weeks ago, I put up that documentary on Vice about Trump wanting to up the military recruitment from last year's 68,000 or something to like 80,000 this year. Why is he doing that? Because he's the guy. Hey, Apostle Tahar did a video almost a year ago saying Trump's the guy, man. Trump's the guy to fucking march into this war, man. He's a hothead.
I think he is. Definitely, because even Obama, I thought he was gonna be the guy. Like, you have Donald Trump, man. Like, that guy is a clown.
He just ready, man. He's fuck
ready,
it.
Yeah.
You know, so many people are tweeting him like, no, you're crazy. Why are you doing this? And you know,
and he doesn't care. And then there's so much propaganda about this guy sleeping with a porn star. Like, America's a big joke right now.
Big joke, man.
Across the world.
It's a big joke. That's why what's his name? Dewart in the Philippines, the president.
Yeah.
You know, he's clowning you guys, man. Talk shit about you. You know? So go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
You know, you guys are the biggest, because they're saying, oh, your human rights or rating is bad in Philippines. And he said, go fuck yourselves, man. You guys have the worst fucking, started listing all these things. You guys have the highest prison population in the world. You guys,
them out.
You know, he called you out. And what do you have to say, man? You guys, democracy. You guys, you have the highest rate of incarceration, man, in the world. You know, you have crazy drug problems, gun problems. You know, you guys act like you're the beacon to the world, man.
He's making Esau bare. You know, that which is prophecy.
Beautiful, lift up the skirts, Khan. Yeah, that's right. Right, and another thing too, when it says the Most High hath put in their hearts to fulfill his will. Someone was calling, is Trump bipolar? Because one moment he said he's not going to strike Syria, and then the next day he's saying he's already trying to launch attacks. Because guess what? That's the Lord moving his mind, right? You might go to sleep. No, I'm going to do this tomorrow. You wake up, you do the exact opposite. Because the Lord, he sets you up. He programs you. He sets your instructions. Okay? So with that,
who knows, man? Even like within the next couple months, maybe soon. Like, once they start pushing the RFID technology more,
that's what I was gonna say,
and all that stuff more, and they push it fully, who knows that we might have our next year, maybe, the most, maybe two, the most. These places,
because this place, man, I can't see really a next winter happening, man. You know, because the chip, they're ready. You know, because TTC, this summer. Beginning of summer, they're gonna stop completely the acceptance of physical currency. They're just doing the Presto card, you know. So that already sets things in gear. It already sets things up, and they already said that Canada or Toronto is either the most cashless society, cashless country.
Yeah, one of them.
Yeah.
Sweden also.
Yeah, you know, because everyone uses all these things, and yeah, I think Sweden, there was a city there or somewhere in Europe where there's a town that they don't accept at all physical cash currency. And there's an old lady, she went there, she's like, oh, I only pay in cash. They said, no, we don't accept that. She's like, I've been paying cash my whole life. Well, hey, you people out there think it's a joke, man. It's happening, it's coming, you know. And when that and that's really one of the main last prophecies, the chip. And then really all hell in America breaking loose via like the race riots, the food riots, martial law, all in the culmination of the mark of the beast, which is the hour of temptation. And then right from there, the missiles are gonna fire, man. They're gonna launch. Right. So right now we're coming to the end. We're not at the end, because the Lord said you shall hear wars and rumors of wars, but the end thereof is not here. You know, there's more plagues that are gonna come. More things are gonna happen. This is a movie, and the Most High he's the ultimate director. Is he not? So he's gonna be very creative and artistic, man.
That's right.
You're gonna see all kinds of things happening.
Like this.
That's right.
What the hell is this? It's almost May, man.
Yep.
It's supposed to be hot outside.
Damn,
right
tomorrow's the 15th too.
Yeah.
Yep. That's right, man. Hey, so, all right, you have anything to say? All right. So with that, we want to say Ka Halal, La Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem Rakakwadash. The Volunteers unto the apostles at GMS who we learn the truth from. Salutations unto you brothers and you sisters at Take Heed. Kwam Yasharala and Abad Babal. All right. Shalom.